So, at the party, so Mryle must have been invited by obviously her mother's relatives, the caddies. Mryle must have been invited to that same party by her mother's relatives, people that she knew.
Yeah, probably.
Right.
And she had a cousin. She was married to a jagger named Noel Lewis, and or she was mucking around with some other jagger that I knew, and
she was going out with him. Was she going out with him? Was she dating him?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went there and saw her there, and got talking to her. And when the time to go home was, and her auntie said, "Oh, will you take Mryle home?" And I said, "Oh, yeah. She can show me which way to go, you know." So away we went down to Edgar's Road. And then
And she was living with her parents at the time? She was living with her parents?
Yeah.
Right.
Her mother wasn't, she was sick, but she wasn't too bad, you know.
Right, yeah.
She just got worse as she got older.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, do you know what year that was in relation to when you came out of the Air Force or the Army? Can you remember when? Was it like almost straight away? Or a year after?
Oh, be a couple of years after probably. Might have been only a year.
Right.
Because I used to know a girl lived in St Michael's Avenue. And she was a funny sort of a girl. She used to stutter like anything, you know.
Right. When she was nervous or all the time?
Oh, I don't know. One night we were walking down Wellesley Street and it was raining. And when we got out of the bus, she said, if we walk stuttering away, you're going to walk down Wellesley Street, we're going to get wet. Oh, gee. And then she didn't live in Auckland, she lived in Matamata. She used to work up here. And she went back to Matamata for the holidays. And that's when I met Mryle.
Okay.
Yeah.
When she was back in Matamata?
Yeah.
Right. So Mryle wasn't your first girlfriend?
Not really.
No, you'd had other girlfriends?
Yeah.
Right. And did you have to break up with the Matamata girl when you became serious with Mryle?
No.
No?
Just never saw her again.
Never saw her again, okay. All right.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. She's, yeah. Be interesting to know whether, with what happened to her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Quite funny, really.
So, so after you met Mryle, you liked her and she liked you, and you started to go on dates together and dances and all the things that young people did in the day?
We went to dances.
You didn't?
Oh, no, you're useless at bloody dancing.
Okay. Even then you didn't like to dance, or even then you weren't a dancer?
Mryle was.
Yeah, but you weren't.
She was a good dancer.
Right.
She used to go to all the dances round about.
Yeah.
And,
but you didn't?
No, I used to go skating.
Okay.
Up Khyber Pass.
Right.
Do you remember when you see a skating rink there?
I think I do, yeah.
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 All right, of Yanks used to go there, you know.
Right.
And they'd fall over and drag everybody down with them.
Right.
And a cousin of mine, he used to go there too. He was a bloody good skater. And they used to have these barrels about that bloody long. And they'd have them in a row. And he'd jump over them. You know, I never ever tried it. But he used to jump over them and he crashed one night and broke his arm.
Oh my God.
That slowed him down for a while.
What, how long do you think it was that you went out with Mryle until you decided that she was the one that you wanted to marry?
Yeah.
How long after did you go out? for?
Not long, I don't suppose. I just said to her one day, "Are you interested in getting married?" She said, "Oh, yes." So
Do you know where you were when that happened? Were you out on a date somewhere, or?
we were walking down Richmond Road. I think we've been to the pictures, I'm not sure.
So you made the proposal?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I asked her father, and he said, "Oh, she's old enough to make up her own mind." He said, that's all he said.
Did you ask him before you asked Mryle, or after?
After.
After?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, fair enough. But she'd already said yes anyway. She'd already said yes.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And that would have pleased you a lot? In the build-up to asking her to marry you, were you nervous about that? Was it something that just sprung to mind on that walk, or had you been thinking about it for a while?
Oh, yeah.
You had been thinking about it? Okay. And were you nervous, do you think?
Probably.
Yeah. You would have sat all the way through that movie knowing what was going to happen afterwards.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. You can't remember the movie you went to see?
No.
No, fair enough.
But she was a funny person, Bill. She was all right as long as you done. She used to always tell her father what to do.
Yes.
And when he died, she started telling, she carried on with me, you know.
She had to tell somebody
Yeah.
what to do. Yeah, that's right. Lynn's inherited that. Lynn has inherited that that trait as well.
Yeah.
She likes to give advice. Yeah. Mryle, that's what Mryle liked to do, is give advice. Mryle liked to give advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So very good. So so from the time that you proposed to when you got married in 1948. So how long was it from proposal to marriage, do you think, if you can remember?
Oh,
No idea? You think it would have been a year or 6 months?
it would have been 6 months anyway, I would say so.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And did Mryl's father pay for the wedding?
Oh, hell yeah.
He did. Yeah. Which was why it was a grand affair, because he had a few bob, didn't he?
Yeah.
And
He always had plenty of money.
yes. Yeah.
Mind, he used to work hard.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He deserved everything he had, really.
Then he had his Mryl's no hope of brother. He was always sponging off him.
That's right. Yeah.
He was. People wouldn't believe that he was Mryl's brother.
No, different people.
Just different altogether.
Yeah. And did you have a stag do? Did you have a stag function with your friends before you got married?
Oh, we just had a Jack at this little down Point Tommy Hall. He had a bloody big house right down the bottom, and it had a sort of a boat shed thing behind, underneath it. It was right on the beach, and we gathered down there, had a few drinks, never got drunk or anything. Went home.
No strippers? No stripper?
No, I wouldn't know what one was.
No. And was that the night before your wedding? Was that on the night before?
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Did Mryle have a hen's night, do you know?
Yeah, Doris put on a do for her, and she used to like drinking that Pimm's.
Yep.
She had a few of them. She reckons she got pretty tiddly.
More than you, probably.
Yeah.
More than you.
Yeah.
And on your wedding day, you can you stayed at your parents' place, obviously. On your wedding, on the day of the wedding, of that night before, you stayed at your parents'.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the first time you saw Mryle was where she was walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And what did you think when you turned around and saw her coming down the aisle?
Yeah, oh, looked very nice.
Looked very nice?
Yeah.
You remember when Dean married Shirley? Dean, when he saw Shirley coming over the dunes, he was crying. Do you remember that? He got very emotional.
I did.
No, Dean did at his wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Can you remember similar emotions when you saw Mryle coming down the aisle?
Yeah. Doris sang a song at the wedding. What was it called? Oh, she was a bloody good singer.
Was she?
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
They wanted her to go to Italy to be trained, but she was one of these people. She used to suffer from. She'd get on the bloody tram to go up to the shops, and she'd be sick.
Mm.
You know, couldn't stand any motion. But oh, gee, man, she was a good singer.
Right. And do you remember your reception? Do you remember your wedding reception?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where was that?
Just along Craneppy Road. Place, I forget the name of it. We went upstairs, and there was a mob there.
It wasn't at St Kevin's Arcade.
It might have been above St Kevin's Arcade, I'm not sure.
That would be strange because that's where my parents had their wedding reception.
Yeah?
Yeah. If it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it might have been. And then, where did you spend your wedding night?
Oh, at the very hotel there in Hobson Street.
Okay.
Star.
The Star Hotel.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then the next day you were off on holiday to where?
We went to Rotorua, but we caught a bloody, they used to call them service cars.
Yep.
Used to leave around where the, what's the name, buses leave from now.
Britomart.
Around that way, I'm not quite sure. And the bloody thing, when we got to Hamilton, the bloody thing broke down. And they had to send a bloody another one.
From Auckland?
Yeah.
Oh, so it was hours.
And we got down to Rotorua about bloody, it was after 9.
Right.
And the people there were very nice, the boarding house. They put on a feed for us.
Did they know that you were newly married?
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you remember the name of the boarding house that you stayed?
Here we go. That's a nice photo of her.
Lovely.
She was bridesmaid at one of her friends' weddings. That's it there. Can you read the name?
The mansions.
The Mansions. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like a big old villa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny thing, there was a chap staying there. Him and his wife, he was a speedway rider. Jack Hunt, his name was. He used to live in commercial road in Mryle, and always a good ride. He used to go over to England every season.
Did you ever see him at Western Springs when you went to the Springs? Did you ever see him at the Speedway?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, and he was staying at the hotel.
Yeah.
Right. Did you recognise him?
Oh yeah.
Right. And how long were you on honeymoon for? How long were you in Rotorua?
Only a week, I think.
Okay. And then back to Auckland and back to work, and
Yeah.
where did you live when you came back to Auckland?
Oh, we had a house, but we couldn't get into it. Bought this bloody house in Edges, what's the name of the bloody, in Westbury it was,
Well Park?
Wellpark Avenue, yeah,
Yeah.
44, and you couldn't bloody you bought a bloody house. You had to wait for 3 bloody years before you could get them out.
Tenants?
Yeah,
Right.
but they were an auntie and uncle and a cousin of Mryle's that lived there. And the only good thing was when the 3 years were up, they got out smartly then. They soon found a bloody place then. And all the time we were living at Mryle's place.
At Edgar's Road?
Yeah.
Right. And were they paying you rent?
Yeah.
They were?
Yeah.
Right. And was Mryle working at the time?
No.
She wasn't working?
No. Her father paid her to stay home and look after her mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she was receiving an income of some sort?
Yeah.
And so with the rent and your wages and Mryl's money,
yeah.
you had enough to pay the mortgage?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a mortgage on the house?
No.
You didn't?
Mryl's father paid it. He never wanted it back.
Okay. So he bought the house effectively for you
Yeah.
guys, right? And so after 3 years, you moved in?
Yeah. And by that time, Mryl's mother had died.
Okay.
And her father said, I didn't want to bloody go. He said, oh, you sell this place, he said, and come and live at my place. And he said, I'll fix my will up that when I die it'll go to yous too. But he never ever bloody did. I knew bloody well he hadn't done it, you know.
Right, so the will still named his son in the division. The will still named what's his son's name? Ron. Still named Ron in the will.
Yeah.
Right.
And we went to the bloody lawyers, and he was there, and he said, I'll sign it over to Mryle and Gordon. And the bloody lawyer said, oh, don't do that. He said, we'll come to some arrangement. And of course, when he got back to bloody Melbourne, his wife said, oh, don't, just wanted to do that, you know. She was after all the money she could bloody get.
That's Elaine?
Yeah.
Mm.
And
you know she's not well, right? You know Elaine isn't well. You know Elaine is not well. Did Lynn tell you?
yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Don't know what's wrong with her, do they?
No, I think something's gone in her brain. She's
Yeah.
kind of got a form of dementia, I think. But it happened really quickly.
Yeah.
Mm. So you never moved into Wellpark Avenue, or you did?
Yeah, we lived there for a while.
Right.
And then her father asked us to go down and live at Edges Road.
Right. So, was Lynn conceived at Wellpark Avenue? Was Lynn conceived at Wellpark Avenue?
Yeah, she would have been.
Right. And was she born at Well Park Avenue as well?
No.
She wasn't. She was. You had moved to Edgar's Road by then.
Yeah, where did she go? Place used to be a Salvation Army place in Dryden Street. She went there to have Lynn.
Okay. And where were you living then? Where were you living?
At Edgar's Road.
You would moved into Edgar's Road by then.
Yeah.
So Mryl's mother had died
Yeah.
by that stage? Okay. And so from, Lynn was born in 1954 and you were born in 1948, so it's quite a distance of time between marriage and birth of Lynn. Had you been trying for children or you didn't want kids up to that point? You were married in 1948.
Yeah.
And Lynn was born in 1954.
Yeah.
So there was 6 years.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you just decide to wait for that time, or were you
Yeah.
trying to have children during that time?
Yeah.
You were trying.
Yeah.
But Mryle didn't fall pregnant.
No.
No. But then suddenly she did.
Yeah.
Right. And then Lynn came along.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's about all for. I think that's about all I've got really for that part. I think yeah. When Lynn came along, what was that like when she first came home and to the house?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have much to do with her, or was it all Mryle who did everything?
Oh, Mryle done most of it, I think.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you remember doing anything like? Did you have to feed her or change her nappies or?
I don't think I was much good at anything like that.
Really? Okay. Marcus.
Is he?
Oh yes, he's very domesticated. He's good. Yeah. He's very good. Yeah. I think times have changed though, right?
Yeah.
So from then, because it wasn't a man's job, considered a man's job in those days. But these days, the men are expected to really sort of pull their weight when it comes to babies and things. Yeah. So after Lynn was born, you decided to have no more children, or you had trouble conceiving?
Just never conceived again.
Right. Okay. I think Lynn was saying that Mryle had some trouble with her tubes or something. They were too thin, or
They're supposed to be blocked.
yeah. Would you have liked more children?
Oh, I wouldn't mind having a son.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wasn't too concerned about it.
No. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Sons are they carry the family name on and stuff like that. But the blood gets carried on regardless. So it's not really that important. Yeah.
How many brothers and sisters have you got?
2 sisters,
And
1 brother.
John, yeah.
Yeah.
How's old John doing, by the way?
He's good.
Is he?
Walking around now without a moon boot and, just a little bit of favouring on that head. He had a screw taken out, which was holding his ankle onto his leg. He had that taken out the other week. So it was just under the skin, and they just broke the skin and screwed it out.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So that was good. All right.
Yeah.